Hey guys, what's going on? I'm MT Birchfield and we are back today with some more PokeMMO stuff. So today I'm going to be doing a breeding guide, kind of explaining how to get perfect Pokemon, how to breed a Pokemon to be perfect. As you can see here, I'm going to be working today on my Lapras for the new season. It's got a 31 in its HP IV already, but we're going to get this thing up to 5 times 31 and increase the HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and just kind of go from there. I think its lowest base stat, let's see, we can look in our Pokédex right quick, is actually its speed, if I'm not mistaken. So, let's see, base stats. Yeah, speed is its lowest. So, we're going to increase all of this to a 5 times 31 Pokemon. Which, just for the sake of the video, we'll do that. Most people would go for 6 times 31 to get every stat increased, but some of them you don't need, especially for what I'm going for with Lapras and my team this season. But we will see that here in just a second. So, to get us started, there's a couple things that I thought everybody should know and that are going to be really important for you if you're doing your breeding in PokeMMO. It doesn't work like the regular Pokemon games, so you're going to have to come in understanding that it's a different system. Things that you're going to need. You're going to need money. Let me move down here so you can read it a little more easily. Up here in the left-hand corner, I should be zooming in there right now, I have $757,153 in Pokemon dollars. I started with 1 million, so I went ahead and just through the process of setting up and getting ready to do all these breeds, I went ahead and spent most of that 300,000 or 250,000 that I've already spent on Pokemon and on breeding items and things like that. For 6 times 31, you'll probably need anywhere from 1.5 to 1.8 million, depending on which Pokemon it is. Could be more than that. For a 5 times 31, which is what I'm going for, you'll need about 1 million or more, maybe. I made one, my Mudkip, actually. I did that with 750,000. Finished it. For 4 times 31, probably about 800,000 to 1 million in what you call it. So this should be plenty. For your breeders, let me show you my breeders right quick. I like to separate them, and I like to organize them into their own little box. See, I've got HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed, which I'm not going for speed on this one. I've already done, these are the Pokemon that I have completed. I have a Mudkip, it's 5 times 31, and a Magikarp that is 5 times 31. So, what you do is you just take your breeders, and when I say breeders, this will be a Pokemon that is in the specific egg group of your Pokemon. So if you look at Lapras, Lapras is a monster and water egg group. So it would be things like Horsey, and I can't remember the name of this thing, Remoraid and all that kind of stuff. But you want to get your breeders. For me and what I'm going for, since I'm not doing speed, I've already mapped out everything, and I'll display that on the screen here in just a few minutes of my plan of how to breed. But I went ahead and got all the breeders that I would require for this. These are my 31 HP IVs, and that's what you want. You want a 31 HP IV, or you want, if you're doing attack, you want to have 31 in attack. It doesn't matter about the rest of the stats on these. If you get them, that's cool. If not, don't worry about it. Okay, so you're going for 31s, and I've got all my breeders ready and they're prepared to go. So do that. A lot of people will catch breeders instead of, buying them. That saves money, and if you've got the time to do it, that's probably the cheaper method to do it. I did that for my Hydreigon last season, but I wouldn't do that. I would buy them offline because, for one, you'll have what you need faster, and then 2, it's just way easier to get what you want. So that's something to think about. You really need to pay attention to the gender of your Pokemon in your breeds. A lot of your breeds, I'll map it out here in just a minute for you. I'll explain it when we get to that. But you're going to have to pay attention if you're buying them off the market or if you're using ones that you've caught. That you have enough boys, you have enough girls, that you have enough of whatever gender you're required for. Please don't get triggered over, oh, did you just assume my gender? Yeah, okay. So, let's move on. Your base Pokemon, which for me is the one that I'm wanting to breed. That's Lapras. That's what we're going to be calling this. It's a base Pokemon. It's got the HP 31 IV. You're going to want to pay attention to the nature. If you're one of those people who really gets down to the nitty gritty and cares about what nature they are and everything, and does your IV training, EV training, all that fun stuff, the nature can only be carried on with an Everstone. So this Pokemon must be holding an Everstone to carry on this modest nature. Now, if you don't care about modest nature, if you don't care about what nature it has, do whatever you want, okay? But I'm just saying it's faster if you do it without worrying about the nature, but you'll produce a better Pokemon if you do focus on what kind of nature they have. And so I specifically went out and got this modest Lapras, 31 HP IV, and it's got the ability I want as well, Water Absorb. So make sure you pay attention to that. But ability matters a little less than the nature and the IVs. You want to start with at least a 1x31 Pokemon or higher. Any specific moves that you're looking for that can only be bred into the Pokemon, you need to get those on it before you ever start doing this, okay? So if you've got a Lapras that's 1x31, but you're wanting to put a specific move set on it, and it has to be bred into that Pokemon, you need to do that first. You need to breed it into it, then you need to make sure that everything carried over like you wanted it to, 1x31, all that fun stuff. Specific abilities, like I said, you can use an ability pill and change up the abilities and get a different ability. So some things you also are going to need as far as items go. Crud, I just dropped my book. Look at that, Matt. So some things that you're going to need as far as items go. If you look at my inventory, I have bought 5 Everstones. Lapras is holding the 6th. So I had 6 Everstones. I don't think I'll actually need 6 Everstones for this breed. Probably actually just 4. But I went ahead and got 6 of them just so that I have enough to cover the breed. Everstones are used, like I said, for carrying over the specific nature of a Pokemon that you want, such as the modest nature, any type of specific nature you're going for. It can only be carried over with that Everstone. So you're going to need that Everstone. Also, get you some power items. So to carry over the IVs that you're wanting, the specific IVs, you're going to be required to get these items in here. So you've got your power weight, which carries over HP, your power bracer for attack, power belt for defense, power lens for special attack, power band for special defense, and power anklet for the speed. That's that ability appeal I was talking about earlier. But your Pokemon that you're breeding together have to be holding this, okay? So if you're breeding 1x31, and when I say 1x31, that means that they have 131 on their IVs here. So this is a 1x31 Lapras because the only 31 it has is its HP IV. If you're breeding a 1x31 HP Lapras together with a 1x31 attack IV Lapras, this one that's got the HP would have to be holding that, and the one that's got a bracer, the one that needs a bracer is the one that's going to be having the attack IV. So that's kind of simple, self-explanatory. Don't breed them together without those because you're not guaranteed to get the 31 IV back. All those things do is help you carry over that specific IV that you're trying to breed for. So with all of that, some recommended things for you to get before you get started that are going to make just kind of quality of life stuff that I think are really good. To start off with, I think this is the best place to do breeding. I know you can do some breeding in Kanto and in Unova, but Hoenn pretty much, just because of the ease of access to this place, is the place that most people go to breed. Also, you'll notice that I have Magmortar in my party. That's because he has the ability Flame Body. And what Flame Body does, it's an active ability that when he's in the party, any eggs that are in my party, they're like hatch time. The way hatch time is done in here, it's not measured by the steps you take, but it's actually measured by an allotted amount of time for each specific group of Pokemon. So Lapras has its own specific time that it takes to hatch. But Flame Body helps to speed that process up a little bit. So Flame Body is a good thing to have. Plan out your breeds ahead of time. I told you I was going to put up a little display of how I map out my breeds and all that fun stuff. I'll do that here in a minute just to kind of show you guys what I'm going for with this breed. Also, make sure you can buy your breeders instead of catching them. I told you that earlier on. It just saves time. It saves a lot of time because catching those breeders can take a while. You got to make sure you just get Pokemon that have a 31 IV, and that takes a long time. So buying them reduces that time. If you don't know how to make money in PokeMMO, I'm not the world's best. I might try to make a guide on it, but there are plenty of other guides online that can help you to get that. There's people who do berries. There's people who just go and, they enter, I guess there's some tournaments and stuff where you can win money. I don't know. I do rebattling trainers and rebattling gyms. I can make about 100,000 per region. So if you beat a region, you can make 100,000 a day by rebattling the gym trainers. It's double battles. It's pretty easy if you got a good team. So, and then the final thing that you're going to need is patience. Make sure you are patient and pay attention to what you're doing, because if you don't pay attention, you can mess up a breed right in the middle of it and have to start from scratch, have to go get all that money over again. You don't want to do that. Just pay attention to what you're doing and be patient with everything. Double check, double check, double check on all of your breeds. So with that said, we're going to take a second. I'm going to do a cutaway. And when we come back, we will start the breeding process for Lapras. Okay, guys, we are back. So we're going to go ahead and start the breeding process. And up on your screen, you should see the breakdown of how to finish your breeders, okay? So this first breeder you're going to see, we're going to get it to 4 times 31, which means it'll have 4 31 IVs, okay? So when I say 1 times 31 or 2 times 31, it means it has 1 31 IV or 2 31 IVs or whatever it is. So when you're looking at the list, the first thing you see is the 1 times 31 list. That means that these Pokemon are like this right here. They each have, you know, 1 IV that is a 31. So right here we've got the HP 31 Horsey, and right below it we have the Attack 31 Horsey. So we're going to breed those two together to get an HP and Attack Horsey. So what that'll actually do is it'll give us a 2 times 31 breeder. Now, keep this in mind. When we're doing this first breed for the HP, Attack, Defense, and Special Attack, the first 4 times 31 you're going to create, you're actually going to create 2 of them in the process of the entire thing. And that's why I had a couple of extras. I may have my numbers off. I'm pretty sure that was right. But we will see as we go. I'll let you know. I'll update it as I go along, because I've never really counted these. I've always just kind of gone and gotten them and seen how it goes. So I'll show you real quick the breeding process. So you come up here to the daycare man. You click this. He says, I breed Pokemon to unlock their true potential. How about a trade? If you give 2 of a Pokemon, I'll give you an egg return. So here's the deal. You don't get these 2 Pokemon back. And so you've got to make sure when you're breeding them that you give the right ones. It's a one-shot deal here. So I'm going to breed together the HP 31 Horsey and the Attack 31 Horsey. And as you can see here, he's got the Power Weight on. He's got the Power Bracer on. And that gives us HP 31 and an Attack 31. It doesn't tell us our nature. It could be any nature because we're not holding an Everstone on one of these 2. And you can see the attacks that are guaranteed to transfer over due to just the fact that we're breeding these 2 together. Those are the breeding moves. And then the rest of them are garbage. So let's go ahead and breed them. Let's breed. Yes. Ah, it's you. You're just in time. Your Pokemon had an egg. As promised, it belongs to you. You want it? Yeah. Okay. Specific gender. Now, right here on this first breed, when you're looking at the HP/attack, you don't want to pick a gender. What you want to do is just let it go, because it costs a little extra to keep doing that over and over again. So we're going to select no. Okay? I have a Pokeball. By the way, you have to have Pokeballs to hold on to the Pokemon egg. You receive the egg from the daycare man. He says, take good care of it. Okay. So, looking at this list, you'll see the HP/attack at the 2 times 31 section. Whatever gender that one is, when you go to create your 2 times 31 HP/defense, you will select the gender of that Pokemon. So these 2 right here, I think I've got, yeah, that's an HP 31 and another attack. I'm just doing that for the sake of time. So as soon as this HP, this 2 times 31 right here, HP and attack one, hatches, I'll cut back and I'll show you guys exactly how you do this. You select the gender for the opposite Pokemon, okay? So I'll be back in just a second. Hey guys, we're back. So I went in there, and once we got this thing hatched, it was an HP 31 IV and an HP attack IV. 31 attack, sorry. And it ended up being female. So what I did was I went in and I got 2 of my breeders. I got an HP breeder and a defense breeder, and I bred them. So when it came up and he asked me if I'd like to select a specific gender, I said yes, and I picked male so that it can breed with this female Horsey. And that way, this one will have the HP and the defense, and we'll give each of them an item, and it'll just transfer over like we were expecting it to. So we're going to continue like that. When this hatches, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, guys. I was going to go ahead and show you how to start doing the Lapras, but I decided to wait for a second and go ahead, and we're going to complete the 5 times 31 breeder. just so you can get the hang of it. So, if you look here, we've got our 2x31 attack and HP Horsey. And right here, we've got another 2x31 HP and defense Horsey. Now, we're going to bring these two together. If you look at them, put their stats side by side, HP's the same. So that will carry over regardless of what we do. But attack is different. Defense is different. So we give them what's different among them. So he's got the attack bracer on, and he's got the power belt on for his defense. So we're going to go ahead and breed them together. Now, since this is the first of our 3x31 breeders, what we're going to do is, yeah, I'm sure. Let's go ahead. What we're going to do is we're going to, same way before, we're not going to pick a gender for this thing. We're going to let it be whatever. And when these two over here breed, then we're going to pick the gender for them based off of what this one is once it hatches, okay? So if you look at that, 3x31, we'll go ahead and breed those. Are you sure? Yep. And let's see, it's you. You're just in time. Your Pokemon had an egg. It's promised to belongs to you. Do you want it? Yeah. Would you like a specific gender? No. Okay. And Pokeball. So that will give us our 3x31 as soon as that big baby right there hatches. And then we'll go ahead and get our second 3x31 off of this one and the special attack Horsey right there. So we'll be right back as soon as we get that done. Okay, we're back. So finally it hatched. We have our male, female, and if you'll look at their things, just like before, 3x31 HP attack defense, 3x31 HP attack special attack. So what we're going to do is we're just going to run over here, breed these two together. They've each got the thing. He's holding a belt, and let me see real quick. I'll show you. So you got the power belt, you got your special attack thing, which is the power lens, to pass on those traits, and it's going to give us our first 4x31. Now, I'm actually going to make a couple 4x31. I think 3 total, but we're going to make, this is the first one we're going to make, and it's going to have special attack. The next one we'll make will have special defense, so we're going to go ahead and breed, and just like before, we're not picking a gender for this one, okay? We're going to let it hatch, and whatever it is will determine whatever the next one is, okay? So, nope. We'll go ahead and Pokeball. And when it hatches, that'll determine what the other 4x31 is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to swap over, and we're going to do, and you should see it down here in the left-hand part of the screen. We're going to do the other 4x31 breeder, which will be HP, attack, defense, and special defense. So I'll do that off screen and come back when I've got that 4x31. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just the exact same process as this one, just getting it to 4x31, and then we're going to end up breeding those two together. So I will be back momentarily, guys. Okay, guys, we're back with our final part of the 5x31 breeder. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4x31 right there on this with the special attack. And then on the other one, we've got the, hold on, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 right there on it. And so we're going to breed these two into one another just to get our 5x31 breeder. Now, this one we will select a gender on it, and there's a reason for that, okay? I'm going to explain it when we go through the Lapras, but what you want to do is with this 5x31 breeder, you want to make it male. Now, remember, this is only if you're going for a 5x31 Pokemon. If you're going for 6x31, you would do it just like I did, but you would have to create, just like we've been doing, a 4x31, 4x31. If you're going to go for a 6x31, you got to go a 5x31 into a 5x31 to get that, and you would get the entire breeder. So as you're looking at it right now, it says HP, attack, defense, special attack, and special defense here. So we're going to carry all that over. What we're going to do is we're going to make this thing male. I'm going to explain once we get into breeding Lapras, but the main reason for this is not only so that we know what gender it is. We're going to make it male. But so that we can keep our Lapras a Lapras. Because if you did not know, in PokeMMO, and I think Pokemon in general, the species of the Pokemon is determined by the mother. So what happens is since my Lapras is a female, which you have to have a female to start out. I remember I mentioned that at the very beginning. You have to have a female base Pokemon to start out. That Lapras will breed into this to keep it a Lapras. So what we're going to do now is we're going to begin working on getting Lapras to 4 times 31. Because here's the deal with that. And you should see it up on your screen probably right about now with Lapras. Lapras always has to breed into a Pokemon who's got one more 31 than itself, okay? So, if you're looking here, this Lapras is going to have 1 HP. It has to be bred into a 2 times 31 breeder, okay? So, this one's got HP and nothing else. It'll be bred into a Pokemon with HP and attack. That way it'll gain the attack IV without losing this modest nature by holding the stone. So, let me go ahead. I'm going to cut away right quick and come back and show you. It's not very hard, but I just want to make sure that you're kind of getting what I'm saying, and I'll show you in just a second. So, we will do one final cutaway, and then we'll get all the way to the part. I'll go ahead and skip through it and show you the final product. Hey guys, we're back. So, Horsey finally hatched. So, if you look here, we've got a 2 times 31 Horsey. There's HP and attack. Now, my Lapras has HP. So they have to share at least one value, okay? So Lapras has HP, that'll cross over. Then what we've done is we've given the Power Bracer for attack to Horsey. That way, its 31 IV will carry over. And meanwhile, we've got the Everstone on Lapras so that modest nature carries over. And we're going to breed them together, and we're going to make sure that the gender is female. We're not going to... You know, it's got to be female. So we're going to go here, and then here. So, see that? 2 times 31 Lapras. It's going to have a modest nature. It's guaranteed. So let's go ahead and breed them. Yes. And Pokemon just had an egg. It belongs to you. Do you want it? Yes. Would you like a specific gender? Yes. Female. There we go. We'll pay whatever we got to pay for that. And Pokeball. And there you go. So what you're going to do is you're going to repeat this process. Just follow the breeding guide from before to get your 3 times 31 to breed into this 2 times 31 Lapras. And then the same thing repeated again until you've got another 4 times 31 to breed into the 3 times 31 Lapras. You can see it right there as it's laid out. So you want to breed in on the final breed right before that 5 times 31. You want to breed in an HP, attack, defense, and special attack 4 times 31 breeder, if that makes sense, into your base Pokemon. Mine's a Lapras, which should be a 3 times 31, which mine will have HP, attack, and defense. So that's what you'll do. I'll cut away for now because it's just repetition, just doing it over and over again. And when I come back, we will breed together the 5 times 31 breeder with the 4 times 31 base Pokemon. And you can see the final results of the breed. And that will be it. Hey guys, we are back. I have just finished catching my Lapras up to my 5 times 31 breeder. It is, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 times 31. And then we've got the Horsey over here that is 5 times 31. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to breed this 5 times 31 Horsey into this Lapras. The Lapras has remained female. So that means that it remains this species. Remember, for this final breed, even if you're going 6 times 31, this Lapras needs to stay female. Okay? You need to keep the Everstone on it for the nature to remain. And that's pretty much it. You know, the whole water absorb, all that stuff, it's swapped a couple times. You can get an ability pill to fix that. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and breed this one last time, and then I will show you the final product. We'll do, after we breed this, we'll do one final cutaway. And just to show you how it's going to look for you. Let's see. Lapras, Horsey. You see there we've got the 5 times 31, the guaranteed modest nature, and it's guaranteed to be a Lapras. Now, for this final breed, if you're only going 5 times 31, you don't have to worry about gender. I'm going to specifically make mine a certain gender. I want mine to be female. Yes, I want it. Yes, I'm going to make it female. But you don't have to make it any particular gender. Once you're done breeding it, you can just choose whatever you want, or you can let it be a surprise, whatever you want to do. It's a fee of 5,000 Pokeball, and there we go. As soon as that hatches, I'll show everybody the finished product, and we'll end this episode off. All right, we are back, and here it is, the completed Lapras with the modest nature like I wanted it to have. It's 5 times 31. Just remember, if you're going for 6 times 31, it's expensive. Sometimes it's not really worth it. But if you are going for it, all you have to do to continue after this is to breed 2 5x31 breeders. One would have special defense, one would have speed. You breed those 2 together, and then you breed that into this 5x31 base Pokemon. Okay, so it's got everything I wanted. Doesn't have the ability, but I can run in there and get an ability pill, fix that. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions as to how to do this, maybe I didn't clarify something enough, maybe you just didn't like my guide, let me know down in the comments section. I tried to put as much thought into it as I could. I might not be the best at explaining it, but it's pretty self-explanatory once you get started. I'll also post all of the guide pictures that were used through this in the description. So if you want to check the description and go look at those so you can follow along with them. It's not that hard. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.